Okay.
But I have downloaded it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So this is the
I can
setup
see
file.
your
Okay.
screen.
Yeah. Right. So let me install you.
So I can see license manager and Ranorex 10.1.
Yeah.
I
So this
mean,
is
in
basically the
my
setup
system
file.
also the same thing. Yep, yep,
So this is the setup file. So you will
yep,
see.
yep.
So before going through this, right? Uh, I wanted to share you what are the things I will be covering today. Let's
Mhm.
go with the syllabus one by one, so that would be it would be easy for you to track as well. Covering till the end of the session. I hope you have got this thing from the management people.
Okay.
So yesterday we looked at what is test automation and what is Ranorex. Okay, and today we will get through all these things, the three one
Okay.
till
Okay.
the recording settings, recording Ranorex recorder. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And starting, I will also try to cover the. There is no much. It's quite elaborated here, but we can cover it within few sessions. Okay, all these
Sure.
things.
Yep. 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 Okay.
So when you download this setup file, right? So it will look like this,
So you
and
have
you should.
downloaded the version for open source, right? I mean the free version.
Yeah, this is 10.5.1.
Okay. Okay.
I think now
So,
it is 10.5.7, I guess. 10.7.1, I guess. It doesn't matter.
mm,
Maybe some small features will be changed, but when your project is ready, right, you can just
right.
download the latest version.
Mhm.
Mm. So that won't be much. The small fixes would have been there. That's it.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
So first, try to install this prerequisites,
Mhm.
which is nothing but the as it has already been installed. It is showing like an install button. What are the requisites are the C++, all these necessary packages for that are requested
Okay.
or required to for Ranorex to run. Okay, so
Okay.
these are the things that will be earlier in 7 or 8 version, right? This request
Mhm.
starts from the version 7.
Okay.
Before 7, Ranorex 7 version, there were no requests. Only the setup file was there. We need to install all these things separately from a .NET framework. We need to install this .NET framework 4.7. Now they have given the framework 4.8, but now
Okay.
they
Okay.
have given it as a package so that it is easy for us to install it.
Okay. So they have given already the installation in between.
Exactly.
Earlier,
Yeah.
they were not giving the installation.
Yeah. Before Ranorex 6 version, it was not there.
Okay.
So now when you download the Ranorex setup file, it comes along with the setup package.
Okay.
So once that is done, you go to this Ranorex 10.5, which is the actual version. Okay, so I have already installed it. So when you type Ranorex in the app, right, you will see a lot of
Okay.
things
Yep.
on
Yep.
the startup things, right? So this
Yeah.
is the runner, test suite runner,
Okay.
which is nothing but execution license. Okay. Basically, this Ranorex has two types of license versions. Okay, floating
Okay.
and node locked. Floating license is nothing but uh, if you have one license and if you are working on the solution, okay, and when you end your day, you can some people can some people among your team, if someone has installed Ranorex the same version, he can also
Okay.
use the same floating license.
Okay. Hmm.
So that is called the floating license. So floating license is nothing but
Okay. Hmm.
one license can be shared among anyone, but only one solution will be accessed. One
Okay.
Ranorex solution can be accessed. Whereas with node locked, each will have a own dedicated key.
So that is not blocked. Okay. Okay.
That is called node locked. So
Node,
mostly
node,
when
right?
you purchase the software, right, they will be giving you some two. It depends on the ask. So
Okay.
when your company is approaching to buy this product, they will be asking you the requirements, that what is your team size. According to that, they will be giving you the licenses.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So for example, you have been given your team is two. There are two persons in your team,
Hmm.
and uh, one is doing the night shift. Okay, one is doing the day shift. So
Okay.
the day person is working till 6 p.m. in the evening. Okay, and they are using the floating license. Okay, and you have done something, you have created a script and you wanted to execute in some Jenkins or some continuous integration, so some continuous
Hmm.
integration app. You know Jenkins, right?
Yes, yes, I know Jenkins. Yes.
Yeah. So what he can do is, or you are telling your team member to execute your script on your behalf. Okay, but he has to work. He has to develop the script as well. So he needs
Okay.
the Ranorex solution to be opened. So he can access the Ranorex solution with floating license, as well as he can use this Ranorex test runner 32-bit, which is nothing but a test suite file where your exact script can be executed. So only the test suite interface won't be opened here, not the solution. That is the purpose. So this is called execution license. So Ranorex test suite runner is nothing but the execution license.
Okay. Okay. It can
You
be
got it?
open. You said that it can be open, right?
So if you open the solution, right, he cannot access because you have only one floating license. So
Right.
on despite of your absence, he can develop the script using one Ranorex solution, as well as he can execute your solution test runner test scripts as well.
Okay. Okay.
So I will show you. So let me open this. So this is the actual setup file. Okay, I'm actual
Hmm.
exe file, Ranorex
Hmm.
Studio 1032-bit. Okay, click on this. So you can when you click on install license, right, it will lock. It will ask for this node locked, where you
Hmm.
will be giving a key. This is floating license, where you will be giving the host name,
Okay.
IP address, and there will be a type will be enabled here when you. I'm just trying out whether something is working. So what the type in a sense, it will ask for when you have a server ready. Okay, when you have the server ready on the license, you will see the type enabled. So what you will see the under the type drop down, uh, a premium license or execution license, premium, execution, auto. That
Okay.
are the
Mhm.
three types.
Okay. Okay.
If you select premium license, then you can design or develop the script opening the Ranorex Studio. Okay. If you select execution, then you won't be able to design any development work with the software. When
Okay.
I say execution, when I say execution, Ranorex runner is coming. Okay, Ranorex. I'm meaning about the test suite runner, which is nothing but the execution. You can only execute the test cases, not develop the test cases. So for development, you have some own. For development, you have a specific type. For execution, you have a specific type, and there
Okay.
is a third type called auto. Depends on what you're doing. It will the licensing will be configured. If you select
Okay.
auto, if you select auto and give OK, and if
Mhm.
you start opening the Ranorex solution, if you're going to create some class file and you start developing work, automatically the premium license will be selected on the background, but that can't be
Okay.
visible here. But while you're working, right, you can still open the licensing from the menu, and you can see during the development phase, the type premium license will be selected. Whereas
Okay.
if you're going to after selecting the execution license, and if you're going to select only the test suite, and if you're going to run the set of test cases, automatically on the background the execution mode will be selected here.
Okay.
Okay, so basically just remember there are only two types:
Two
premium
types.
type
Yeah.
and auto. Premium type
Sure.
helps to design the software.
Hmm.
Execution type helps to run the test cases. That's it.
Sure. Sure.
Actually, it's a benefit for you as well, right? For it is a good benefit because you
Hmm.
have some one license, right? And
Okay.
but I said, right, there are two people in your team. You have completed your work. You will be running the set of test cases. One, like for example, 50 test cases in your project. You have completed your work, and you can use
Mhm.
the Ranorex solution and select the type execution and run the test cases, 50 test cases on your machine. Whereas your colleague can use the floating license, and he can select the type premium, and he can design the software. So one license with multiple benefits. Correct? Understand the point?
Yeah. Yeah. I understood the point. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give on continue evaluation.
Yeah. I can see that Ranorex is launching.
Yeah. So this is the configuration screen where you will be asked the theme of the Ranorex. Okay, light theme or dark theme. It's up to you. Where whatever you want, you can just use it. Just the background color has the changes, but nothing else. The
Yeah.
all the windows and everything remains the same. I always prefer the dark mode.
Okay. Okay.
Just click on save and continue.
Hmm.
Okay, I think I'm using the second machine, so it's automatically sharing the laptop screen. Let me change the mode.
Okay.
Okay, can you see now?
Yes, I can see you now. Yeah.
So this is how it looks. Maybe you can
Okay.
just see it is very detailed way.
Okay.
So Welcome Studio helps to desktop. If you click on desktop, you can you're going to choose some automating legacy applications, Windows-based
Okay.
applications. This is a
Hmm.
web-based applications for different
Okay.
browsers, mobile-based, and this is a blank, which is nothing but the solution file. Okay,
Okay. So I mean, these
so
things are similar. I mean, all the things are similar, right? Whether it is for mobile or blank or I mean,
yeah, yeah,
when it.
yeah.
Okay.
So desktop, in a sense, like it's something like a wizard. Okay, which see blank. versus these two are quite different, because blank, if you click on blank, you will see a recorder file, a default solution will be loaded. Okay,
Okay.
but if you click on desktop or browser, I have chosen browser here, and it will ask for a solution name. Okay, let me give some solution name example, and this
Mhm.
is the location where it is projects. And by default, the additional options is chosen as C sharp. Only two
Okay.
languages are supported, so C sharp is there. So you said, right, can we use console.write line in Ranorex? So if you choose the
Yes.
VB.NET, you can use it.
Okay. Okay. In
Got
case of
it?
C sharp, we will not.
Yes.
But VB not .NET or C sharp is one of the same thing. I mean, what do you say?
Yeah, both are the same programming languages, but Ranorex has its own limitations, right? So if
Okay.
you
Okay.
choose C sharp, maybe you can also import some functions, import the packages from C sharp into from VB.NET to C sharp, and try to see if
Mhm.
there is some nugget packages would be available. Definitely,
Okay.
maybe we can we have to do some POC on that, whether we can use console.vb.net scripts in the solution file.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
And click on continue. Okay, so if you see here, the progress bar has moved from basic data to web application. Okay, so
Yeah.
set up your web test, which web application you want to test and on which browser. So by default,
Okay.
it takes Ranorex URL. So now I'm going to give your Gmail application. Okay, whatever application if you like. So if it is going to be your project, you can also give your project name, and you
Okay.
have to choose your browsers.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Okay.
give your Chrome and click on continue. So in sometimes Ranorex browsers, right? If there is like if the system notifies the browser to be added, we want
Okay.
to. There are some features called whitelist available in Ranorex where
Okay.
you
Mhm.
can uh, you can tell the Ranorex that Chrome is safe and don't firewall it. It's some in some places the firewall or some proxy things or some antivirus will hold the browser. Okay,
Right.
so in order to avoid a situation from that, you can just add the browsers to your whitelist. So when you add the browsers to the whitelist, automatically the
Mhm.
Chrome exe file will be added into the Ranorex solution. I will show you. There is also a different place where you usually do it. Not here. This is
Okay.
I'm just explaining you how to work with solution, create a new solution using the wizard window. Okay, but
Sure.
we won't be
Sure.
necessary for doing this on the regular basis. We'll be directly going to the blank solution. We'll be creating a project then and there, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now I'm not whitelisting it. Do not use whitelisting now. Continue, finish. All right. So if you see, so many things has done here. So this is
Okay.
how the I
Yes.
don't know whether you have looked at this interface earlier.
Yes, I have looked in the videos. One of the video I saw, just it is launching this. It is giving a solution explorer, but not in detail. Just like this only, only this screen.
Okay.
Because in a Ranorex website, it is just shown in this screenshot. That's it.
All right.
So
All right. Yeah. So this is how it looks. It's the interface, perfect interface.
mhm.
Um, okay. So this is the solution file. Okay. This is solution file.
Okay.
Let's start from here. Okay, this is a file menu where you can
Mhm.
create the solution wizard as in the earlier step. The same options are available here as well.
Okay.
Solution using a solution, you can create a blank solution. You can once you have created a new blank solution, you will be
Mhm.
trying to create a new project in it. So the project, to open a project, there is a separate option here. To create a blank project, there is a separate option here. And if you want
Okay.
to open a existing file project, you can use it from the file.
Okay. Okay.
Or likewise with a solution as well as with the file.
Okay. With the file also.
These are the simple things you can understand here. So I will all tell you about all these things in a detailed way. Maybe
Mhm.
when we actually work on the test case, we will be known. But basically, there are some few things which we need to understand here. We'll be working on this property windows mostly. We'll be working on the whitelist data binding. Okay,
Okay.
data binding is nothing but the variables which you are creating, the test data variables
Mhm.
which you are going to create inside the solution file versus the test data which you will be passing it from the external resource. For example, there are some test data which you have it in an Excel sheet and you wanted to bind it with your test data variables you have created within the solution. For that purpose, we will be using the data binding part. And the whitelist, as I said,
So
to
binding means, for example, if I have a username, email ID, and password ABC,
mhm.
then so for example, test data is say ABC at the rate gmail.com and password is ABC. And the, I mean, in the Excel, it is written the details, but the variables I have written in my script, right? You mentioned about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
So
sure.
the data binding part is very it's a very interesting part here. Like all the variables which you are though you might have a different variable names in the external file as well as in the external source,
Okay.
external file as well as within the Ranorex solution.
Mhm.
But when the time of binding part, right, when you try to achieve the data binding part, it will be
Mhm.
quite hard for you to find which data has to be binded with which test data variable. Okay, which external that I mean you said, right, column A has some username, and
Right.
in the Ranorex solution you might have created some just with a variable name user. Okay, so
Mhm.
if you look at it, this both terms, user name is present in Excel sheet, whereas in solution, just user is present. So the data binding part is not achievable as a easiest way here in within the Ranorex solution. So both has to be same. Whatever column names or the variable names which is present within the external source, the same name has to be there in the Ranorex solution as well. In order to use the option called auto bind, we have a option called auto bind here.
Okay.
Bind as well as auto bind. Bind option tells you explain you to go through one by one and you have to manually pair it, manually bind which variable
Mhm.
has to be mapped with which variable. Whereas with auto bind option, if both the variable names are same comparatively with the external source as well as with the solution name solution within the solution, the auto
Okay.
bind, when you click on auto bind, all the test data will be automatically binded to the respective variables. So that is I will explain you when that part comes, okay, in a detailed
Sure.
way. So
Sure.
so that is with the data binding. This is the whitelist. This model
Mhm.
browser don't have to never bind. This is nothing but a simple window that you can see here in the bottom right. So the model browser is nothing but whatever modules you are creating. As I said, Ranorex is so customizable, right? So when you create recording modules, so many recording modules, all the recording modules will be mapped under this. Okay, you can just
Okay.
just for an organized way. It is given here for accessibility. Like if you wanted to put drag something from here to here, you can just use it. As you can see, I have dragged the browser. So I have dragged the open browser. I have dragged recording one module.
But
So
this is by I mean by default. I mean, which is I mean by default given by a solution explorer. But
exactly, by default,
right, I mean,
model browser will be created and it will be displayed here. You can just close this solution, close this
sure,
browser window. Okay,
yeah,
we need not. We mostly we won't be doing it. We and be. It's all it's an unnecessary thing. We don't have to think about it.
okay,
And this is the properties. I will also explain you about the properties window later part. Um, this is ID, project classes, errors. These are all the things you'll be seeing, looking at while we're working with the script.
okay,
So the build. This is a build option, a rebuild option. So we won't be. You can still all these options are available here as well in the using the icons. So this is one build all projects. This build all projects and this build solutions are same. Okay,
okay,
and build example this project level build, which is nothing but this logo. This builds the current project, which is nothing but build example. This
okay,
is build all projects in the current solution, which is nothing but the F8 build solution. It will build solution from here. Whereas if you press on F9, it builds a solution from here.
sorry, can you come again?
So
F8 you
if
mentioned.
you press F8,
Okay,
all the solution, whole solution gets built.
okay,
The rebuild option is enabled, and you can rebuild the whole solution using the F8 button.
sure,
Whereas if you click on F9, the exact project will be rebuilt. You can also
okay,
use the right click option from using here, build solution, and if you right click use from here, you can use the build option here.
sure, yeah,
Mostly we'll be using the project level, not the solution level. All right.
yeah,
We uh, we won't be using these three things. I haven't
mhm,
used it necessary.
okay,
So this is a debugging mode while you are working with some logic things, right? We will be using this debugging enabled mode and run like you might have seen some Visual Studio ID as well. Just put
yeah,
some breakpoint and check which variable and passing and what is argument. So the same kind of way we have an option here with Ranorex. Search mostly we won't be do. No, even the tools part we won't touch, not necessary. But there is some integration available here, like Start Test Trail Wizard as well as Jira integration. This is something. It's a downgrade, right? It's not a popular one. It's a failure one with the Ranorex because this Jira integration, yeah, it's a good part, but mostly within the project level, most people won't do it because this Jira, Jira, right?
yes, yes, yes,
So I will just give you the overview on this Jira things. So Jira integration, nothing but there is a separate plugin available for in Ranorex. So what it
okay,
does is like it downloads some packages from Ranorex on the background, and it installs a different a window. And when you execute some test cases, and if it is a valid failure, it will automatically create a ticket in Jira. So that's the basic purpose of using this integration.
okay, okay,
Likewise for test trail as well. Test trail is nothing but the cloud based test management software. Test trail is nothing but test management software. I can,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
test trail.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so this, like, manually, we can just create some test cases.
Yeah.
Earlier it was like that, but now I don't know what was the development. So test when the test trail is integrated, right? All the test summary, like how many test cases run, the detailed reports, and everything will be mapped integrated to Ranorex.
Mhm.
So I haven't experienced all this both integration part, uh, the test trail and Jira.
Okay. But I think Jira may require down the line because once the project is stable and if any issue comes, then I mean that can be a later part, right? I mean, in terms of
Yeah, can be later part. The
sure.
thing is, like, I have heard from one of my colleagues saying that there are too many tickets will be raised when you use
Oh,
Ranorex integrated with Jira. So that's the
okay.
negative point here.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because down the line, we will be debugging the Ranorex solution. Okay,
Okay.
we'll be debugging a Ranorex solution for a lot of times. And if the scripts are not good on handling the issue, handling the exception things, definitely it's going to be a headache. Or like too many tasks, too many subtasks, too many parent tasks will be created in the Jira. That's what I heard. Maybe like you said, once the scripts are perfect and consistent and ready to execute in Jenkins, like how do we calculate that if your script is perfect and consistent and stable, when you run your script in Jenkins or in any continuous integration tool,
Hmm.
like 220 times. Okay, there is an option called iteration here in Jira, in Ranorex, where your script can be executed unlimited times.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how we can identify that your script is very stable. So that's the way of automating things, right? You can also just get the report and tell it your manager or someone that I have created this much of scripts and it has executed this much of times in a day, so my script is consistent. So when your script is so consistent and in handling the exceptions, creating validations, creating
Hmm.
like if you are integrated with Jira, right, then I think that point you can connect to the Jira.
Okay. Okay.
So
Sure.
you have to run your scripts so many times when you're done with one test case. So you will be given one or two test cases or per day. So my
Okay.
advice would be just complete the test case, push your code to into the SVN or in your any control
Okay.
center,
Okay.
and
Okay.
start the Jenkins process on the daily basis. Let your code run every day. Let your script run every day, so that uh, you can also schedule the script to the from the night. So in the morning, next morning, you will be able to see all the reports, how many has passed and how many has failed. And if something's out of 20 iterations, 10 has passed and 10 has failed, you can just take filter of the 10 iterations and see all the 10 iterations have the same failure. So fix the failure and retry again. So that's how you need to make your script consistent in with the use of Ranorex.
Right.
Ranorex is
Right.
powerful with Jenkins, none other tools.
Oh.
Ranorex with Jenkins makes the project very efficient and in a very reliable way. The quality
So
output
we
will
will be
be.
also, I mean, dealing with the Jenkins with once we'll be making one dummy project.
Uh, yes,
So
that's okay. If that is your requirement, then it's very good for you to learn Jenkins as well.
mhm. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
because I think um, so I'm thinking from beginners to advanced level. From that perspective, I thought to maybe have this sessions with you. and
Okay.
going forward, I know this. I have to take a baby steps and complete this all the assignments day by day by day. But yes, I think to I'm not saying from the day one, but yes, at least baby steps will help me to go forward from
Yeah,
now.
sure, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can crack on this. You will become an expert at some point. Don't
No,
worry.
but not like you.
Yeah, definitely. It takes some years of handling, but if you're very good with if you're so dedicated, and if you have so many time, so much of hours to spend working with Ranorex, right? Definitely
Hmm.
you can learn within a year. You can achieve the certification as well.
Sure,
Ranorex
sure,
certification, right? It's very
sure.
cheap, right? Like 12,000 something INR to done a
That
Ranorex.
will be great.
But
Yeah, that
the
will be great.
opportunities are wide when you go abroad. Within India, it's
Okay.
quite limitation. As I told you in yesterday, the limit is there are some few companies. All obviously, right? Open source rocks always. Till now, Selenium stands first.
Same Stanford says.
Yes,
But down the line,
and
I
there is
think, yeah, there will be a days where Ranorex comes into picture, and but not in India right now. But yes, definitely abroad is it is there still there for
yeah, India
getting
in
set.
the if you see most of the product based companies in India, they are using the Ranorex.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Siemens, they are using it, and for in Cognizant we are using it, and TCS, I think I'm not sure, but I heard that TCS is also having the same tool in some projects, one or two projects. Okay, maybe the
Okay.
client might have. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
like Caterpillar,
Yeah, yeah,
Capgemini,
yeah, yeah.
Caterpillar, they are also using it. So
Okay.
Bosch, they have their own product. So they're mostly the product-based companies have this tool.
Right, right.
Since I said right, it's a benefit for the developers as well as for the non-technical people, technical people as well as for the non-technical people. Both can be achieved using the software.
Right, right.
When the product
So,
is once the development is completed, testing is done, right? The end customer will end user will have the software accessed, and he can just run the just the same as you can see the test suite. He can just run the test suite and he can execute the file, and he can manually watch the UI, is the new UI is working or not. So it's quite user friendly compared to any other tools,
right, right.
which is why it's quite popular now.
Yeah, Reno, now it's popular tool. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
So that's with test trail and Jira integration, and
Mhm.
yeah, mostly that's it. Mostly with the menus, and all these things we'll be using. Yeah, those are the basic things. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay,
this is the solution. This is how you will see when you start creating a project using the wizard. Okay,
okay, okay,
all these things. This is a solution file. So if you
mhm,
see expand, this is one solution. Okay,
okay.
this is solution items. We won't be touching the RX setting
Mhm,
files. This
mhm.
is the project name. You can change the project name here
Okay,
as well. These are the references. Like if you are going to work on some Excel things, then you can add the reference.
okay, okay,
And if you wanted to work on some like what do you call um, some configuration files. Okay, some
okay.
configuration like if you click on manage packages here.
Mhm.
Okay, to make you easily understand, right? We have an option called the test summary. When you execute this test case folder, at the
Mhm.
end of the test case folder execution time, you will see the test case summary. So the
Okay,
test case summary will, if you wanted to have it in a PDF format, then you can use the reference. So we have you have to click on the reference here, add, and you can just click on the manage packages. Click on manage
Okay.
packages.
Hmm.
Just you can just look at the installed files and update and recent thing. All the, if something is installed, then that category will be coming under this. So
Hmm.
in the available files, you can just click on. Don't have to change Nugget. Nugget let be the one option. Just click on Ranorex. So all the Nugget is integrated with this application, and all the plugins and all the things will be loaded here. So these are all
Okay.
the plugin options in Nugget packages that can be utilized for Ranorex.
Okay. Okay.
So when I say, right, Ranorex PDF format, you can use this
Mhm.
Ranorex report.pdf.
Ranorex did report to
Yeah, when
PDF.
you click on add, a small file will be added here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so mostly we'll be having this. Mostly we'll be using. I will tell you about this as well in the end of the project. Maybe it's not under the scope, but I will tell
Sure.
you because this is something which is very important for you to work in a project. For the end customers, they will never they don't bother about the test summary file. That a single test output summary file will have 5 files.
Okay.
But when
Okay.
you add this plugin, when you add this package,
Hmm.
it will the test report summary will look like one PDF where you have all the validation in it. Okay,
Okay.
so this is very
Yeah.
important. So we can use this and all these things. So this is, if you're going to use the Jira plugin, you can add this. Apart from that, we won't be using anything here. Yeah, some. So this is a test trail integrations. Likewise, a lot of things. If you are once you get expert, right, you can just think about what are the things that can be used under these things.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah, there
So
is
that is what
different
we have.
packages.
Yes. So which is why we have given your references.
Mhm.
Mostly, mostly by default, right? Some, if you're going to have some script while creating a script, if some library functions are necessary, automatically some functions will be imported directly here. You need not to add go need not to go to manage packages, and you do not have to do it. But some C sharp, some plugin that are required for C sharp will be automatically added here. Okay, for example, link, right? You know link,
Sorry?
link, link.
Link? No.
So that is one of the no, lambda test.
I have heard about Lambda, but I have not used. No.
So this is quite a popular tool in a language in coming days, right? This is mostly people started using this link option in so many
Where,
IDEs.
where it
Okay,
is used?
we can use it here in Ranorex as well for creating a logic and everything. There is some tutorial available here.
Okay.
It's a XML. It's a XML thing where you can play with SQL. So if you want to bring some results from the DB to the solution level, you can use the concept called link. So when you implement some link functions within the class file,
Okay.
obviously the link import function or the link library function has to be added under the references. So
Okay. Hmm.
so automatically it adds here. So that's what I'm telling.
Okay. I
Likewise,
got it.
whatever C sharp library functions are available in the market, automatically when you
Mhm.
use the specific function, it automatically adds here under this references place. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the app.config file. This app.config file are necessary when you use uh, when you use database connectivity. We can
Mhm.
configure here. Okay,
Okay.
like
In config.
yeah, database. I mean, the database server name, password, um, DB configuration, what database has to be selected. All those things can be configured under this place, app.config file.
Okay. Okay. Only for DB or only for other things also? I mean, in terms of. Um,
App.configuration file I have only used for DB. It haven't necessary. I haven't got any other things over here.
mhm.
Maybe that depends on. Maybe you can just explore it. What other things can be used, but we
Sure.
can use we can use the credentials, DB credentials, to pass in this within this file. So that's the basic purpose of this.
Yeah.
There are two places where this is one place, and also there are another place where you can directly pass the username and password. I will also teach you on that part. So this
Sure.
is this is the very important file called example rxtSXT. Okay, rxtST is nothing but the Ranorex test suite. We call this as test suite.
Where you have,
This is the main file where you will be executing all the test cases.
which file you're talking about? Actually, I
Was
just
this one.
on the left hand side, I can. It is very
You see
small actually.
the dot rxtst.
RXTST.
Is it very small?
I mean, no, no. Now I can see because it was highlighted, so it was a. I mean, now I can see that. Yes. Yes.
Okay, hold on a moment. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is the
Okay.
rxtst file, which is nothing but. I hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen.
So this is the test suite file where you will be organizing all the test cases. Okay, you will
Okay.
be customizing which one has to be executed first and which test case has to be executed last, and how many you will be in test suite file you will be configuring um, each test cases has to execute how many times, the iteration level. Okay, before and after. Like in Selenium we have the annotations, right? Test annotations, what has
Right,
to be
right, right.
executed first and last, likewise. Okay, we have an
Okay.
option called setup and teardown as well. Setup is nothing but setup. The setup category will all have the preconditions, the pre-settings, or pre-test data environment setup things will be all be handled under the setup category. Teardown is
Okay.
nothing but you will have all the once the actually the structure goes like this: setup, actual test case, teardown.
Okay.
Okay, that's the process. That's the hierarchy. So setup is nothing but, so for example, if you have a test case and which has been integrated with DB database, there is
Okay.
obviously a table. When you create a policy in application, a new row will be inserted in the DB. Okay, so you are going to execute the same test case, but you have written a script to delete the row in the database before executing the test case. Okay,
Okay. So, but for the row you mentioned, uh, can you come again for the row part? I mean, when
yeah.
we'll run the test case. Mhm.
Let me delete all these things.
Okay.
So this is how it looks. Okay. Here I will put this under this. This is the actual flow.
Okay.
Let me name it as test scenario, call it as login app.
Okay.
This is the actual test case where login TC1. So, so this is how it looks, Vibhuth, test case. Okay, this is the structure. We can customize it according to your project needs. It's up to you. You can customize however you want. What, what would be the way? What has to be worked first? So this is the basic thing, right? So in order
Okay.
to execute my main purpose of executing the test suite is to achieve the open browser. Okay. So in order
Okay.
to achieve the open browser, first I want to in under the setup I want to kill all the browsers first. So that
Okay.
script has to be written here inside.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'll also explain you a simple thing. Kill browsers. Okay, now you will understand it very clearly. Delete. Okay, so now I have created a test scenario. Under
Mm-hmm.
the test scenario, there is a setup called kill browsers, and there is a test case where I have to achieve the open Gmail application. End of once the Gmail application is opened and it is validated successfully, I have to close the browser. This is the flow. Okay. First, when I click on run here, the 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 execution goes like this. It goes to the setup, it kills all the browsers and validates there is no exe chrome.exe file is running in the background, and it goes to the login test case. It opens the browser, validates the browser has been opened successfully. It close it on clicking on the into mark close browser, it closes the button, it closes the browser, or else you can handle the close browser over here as well. So it goes to the tear down, successfully closes the browser and comes out. End of the result, test summary. So that's the
Okay.
flow. You understand?
But if you talk about kill browser, where you, uh, came from, where the kill browser came from?
No, I'm just telling you this is the structure of the purpose of having setup and tear down.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
not
I
get
got
into
it.
this.
Mm.
Okay. You're clear with the setup and tear down, right?
Yes, yes, yes. You mentioned about
Okay.
the flow of the test case.
Yeah, the main purpose of having the
Mm-hmm.
setup and the tear down thing. Okay,
Yep.
so mostly we'll be having just this is for an example. I tell you the skill browser script.
Oh, okay.
Likewise, you can create some DB script where you have to delete the row from the DB, or you can
Mm-hmm.
some in some projects they will be using some bash script.
Okay.
There will be some uh, what do you call some external scripts can be executed using the setup file under the setup category. It's like a
Okay.
precondition, making your test environment ready to execute your actual test case. So that is the purpose of having the setup. So tear down is nothing but once all the actual test case is executed, the cleanup
Mm-hmm.
part comes. So you can just think like this: cleanup part. Tear down is something but the
Mm.
cleanup part.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. So,
Sure.
okay, right. So this is the purpose of test suite. So on clicking on the test suite, you can how you will be running the test suite. There is a button called here run button. When you click
One
on
button.
run button, the whole test cases runs
Mm-hmm.
is executed. Um, Let me close this. Close this. Let me put this outside. Now put it under the category. And okay, now I wanted to show you how the script runs. Okay, just click on
Okay.
run button. Make sure the
Mhm.
check bar, the test cases are selected here.
Okay.
So when you click on run, the whole solution build will happen, and there is some progress bar will be executed in the bottom. Okay.
Okay. But can you expand that login TC1? Uh,
Yeah, it
it
is expanded already.
contains.
So it's quite very slow. The console is
Mhm.
started. So this is the okay. So I think the screen share is not visible for you. It has opened in my second desktop.
Okay.
Maybe I will do one thing. Wait, let me close everything. I wanted you to see how this execution is accessed.
Okay.
I will come to this test case report part later.
Mhm.
So I have expanded it. Nothing is inside because we created from the wizard, right? The open browser. Open browser does only have the open browser function here. It just opens the URL. I will come to this part as well. Just I want to
But you are
understand
not.
how
You are not.
the
Have it. You have not added tear down also in test
yeah,
case.
yeah, doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just I wanted to know you, want to let you know
Mhm.
how what is the purpose of having this run button and
Mhm.
how it reacts. Okay, when you click on
Okay.
run, what actually
Mhm.
happens in the Ranorex? Okay, as you can see, it has opened the
It
Gmail app.
is launched Gmail account. Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
the execution is successful, and you see the test case summary here.
But
Now
you
you
have
click.
closed the browser manually.
Yeah, I no, I haven't closed it because there is no close function.
Okay.
Is I have removed the close
Mhm.
function as well. So if you
Okay.
want, you can
Yeah.
also add the close browser here. Just close it.
Okay.
Maybe you want
Mhm.
can have it in this preferred way. Otherwise, if you
Mhm.
want to put it under in a setup tear down, you can still have it. So you can, it's all a drag and drop. Just
Okay.
move the close browser under the tear down and
Okay.
put this in the outer test case level.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay, so this is the setup tear down part.
Okay.
So now know what happens, right? The whole Chrome gets disconnected so that the teachment and everything will be closed, which is why I
Yeah,
didn't
I got
include
it because it will kill the all the browser instances.
exactly. So which is why I didn't put it. Okay,
Sure. Sure.
so this is the test case summary as I explained to you earlier. This is my computer name and operating system and all the things. This is the report summary that it will look like this. If it is a failure report, then definitely there will be a red color mark.
Okay. Sure.
And finally, I can also explain you about the global parameters. Okay, so
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
run button, we also have an option called run test suite. You can also use this option to run the whole test suite. Okay,
Okay.
this global parameters, just make a note of it somewhere to your understand
Right.
somewhere. Just remind me if I miss this topic. Okay, in between, because while we working on the scripts, we will it will be very helpful to teach this the global parameters. But now it will be I don't think so. You will understand about this global parameters, how to
Sure.
configure and where to use it. Okay. Apart
Yeah.
from this add thing, this is just a new test case, like a folder. How
Right.
many
Right.
test cases depends on your project,
Mhm.
and this is a setup and a tear down, expand all, collapse all, report level. Uh,
Mhm.
we don't usually touch this. By default, the option is info because
Mhm.
all the reports are info. This is the info. Okay, you can see the level
Okay.
is info. Since you have created there as a info, it is displaying as info.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And the where I mean the kill browser where you I mean you have dragged upon from I mean
Yeah. So
references
you
or how?
can yeah. So there is a folder here, right? You have this add option. So I
Yeah.
thought of explaining you all these things tomorrow, so that it will be. Let's go with one by one, right?
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I will explain you all these things. So as of now, you know about this test suite, how to create a
Yeah.
test suite, or how what is the purpose of a run button,
Mhm.
what is a flow, and what is a tear down, and what is a setup file actually do. So starting tomorrow, we can now have an or simple solution created, and we
Sure.
will start playing with it. Okay, I will explain you how to
Sure.
create a recording. Let's go with the recording file first. Okay,
Sure.
and then after 5 or 10 days after, we will move to CS file. Okay, class
Okay.
file, class file.
Yeah. Okay.
I just created a class file to show for an example, but
Okay.
we
Then
will
it's
get
okay.
into this first.